Thank you. I want to inform the candidates that we do have a timekeeper, which I neglected to mention to you. Green means go, white means 30 seconds, and red means stop. Okay.
All right, now we're going to open our meeting to the question and answer format. And I think we do have a question from the audience.
Yes, I have a question about the proposed town budget, and I'd be interested to know how each of you would respond and how you would vote on the budget, which is coming up in a couple of weeks. There is a current proposal to cut the hours of the deputy town clerk down from what it is already. While we currently have a clerk in the assessor's office that is full-time, we're paying an assessor $37,000 a year who holds a full-time job elsewhere. And I've also heard, and I don't know this as fact, but I've heard there's a proposal to increase the amount of money we give to the city of Dunkirk for their fireworks display from $200
What is your question?
to $1,500. I would like to know if you support these two initiatives in the budget, increasing the amount of money to Dunkirk and cutting the town clerk's, deputy clerk's hours. I'd like to know how you'd vote on that.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. As for the deputy town clerk, it's my understanding that that individual currently is working anywhere from 20 to 24 hours a week, and the proposal is to cut her hours to 17 hours a week. Now, the way the budget is established, she has been budgeted for a maximum of 20 hours a week. That means that she doesn't necessarily have to work 20 hours a week. That's the maximum that she is supposed to work. The proposal then is to take that maximum, which she is sometimes exceeding, and reduce it even further to 17 hours a week. If she already has enough work to exceed what is being budgeted right now, I don't think that there's a justification to reduce that number even lower. However, I do understand that there is an allegation made that some of the work formerly done by the town clerk is no longer being done by the town clerk. I would like to really further explore that issue and see if that is the case. It's my understanding that the work was done in addition to the regular town clerk work, and so it was above and beyond what is currently budgeted for that office. But I'd really have to explore that issue a little more. If the information that I've been given is accurate, it sounds like there's no justification to reduce the hours. And my time's up.
Not yet.
Oh, not yet?
When it's writ.
Oh, okay. The second part was regarding fireworks displays, to increase the amount that we're going to give to the city of Dunkirk for a firework display. Right now, we're facing a severe economic crisis in our country and in New York State. Our governor today was testifying before the Congress,
Now your time is up.
asking for more money. We can't afford to spend more.
Thank you. Mr. Civiletto.
Okay, thank you. I believe the part-time person that we're talking about in the town clerk's office, her hours have been reduced because the workload has not been proven to us that she needs the time to do that. And keep in mind that she's not doing a busy work the whole year. There's certain times in that office where they're busy, and there's certain times where they're not. For example, hunting licenses, dog licenses and things come certain times of the year. There are times. So I think the hours that we have reduced it to try to reduce our budget, the people on the board worked real hard to try to reduce some of the things, and that was one of the areas where we felt we could 1 year try and see if we could get along without that extra hour or two and save some money on that budget line. And as far as the fireworks at Dunkirk goes, I think our good neighbors wouldn't put a roadblock on Route 20 or 5 or on Brigham Road when we went to watch them. I don't think we're given any more than we gave last year, if we're even going to give that, but I think it's a gesture to our neighbors in the city of Dunkirk to be working together with them on events of such a nature. Thank you.
All right, we have a question to both candidates.
But before you ask it, I want to remind people at home to call 467-1215 if they have a question.
Okay, how might the town go further to share services with our neighbors? Or should the town and the village of Fredonia merge?
I believe that in today's world, consolidation is one of the greatest things we can do if it makes fiscal sense. If you have to combine a service of both communities and it makes sense to do that, and financially you can save money and everyone benefits, then yes, I think that that's something that we could do. In fact, I believe that the Chadwick Bay Water District that they've spoke of in the past, Regional Water District, has been so much aroused by the town of Pomfret's asking two questions. One, how big of a water line do we put in our water district going east and west on Route 20? Because we don't want to be a restriction if we do go to a regional water. And when we did that, they saw some interest in the town of Pomfret looking to put water in, and we have both the health department and the county executive and all of the municipalities that border us very interested in a regional water system.
Thank you. Ms. Wesley?
I mentioned that I worked for Chautauqua County as the Director of Planning. Another part of my job was Director of Intermunicipal Services. I worked very hard in getting municipalities to cooperate on a variety of issues. And I was also very active with the Chadwick Bay Group and working on cooperative matters with them. So I've always been a strong proponent of municipalities working together to make things economically less costly for the taxpayer, but at the same time ensure that we're providing the services that the taxpayers deserve. One of the things that I'm interested in looking at, the BOCES is currently working on a consolidated business office for several school districts. And I think that's a concept that we might be able to spread out into our municipalities as well, do cooperative purchasing. I know that some of that is being done with the highway departments, but I think more of that could be done. There's a lot of ideas out there that I'd like to explore to ensure that we're using our tax dollars the most wisely. Thank you.
Thank you very much. There are two questions that are related to agricultural issues, and basically it asks, what experience do you have on agricultural issues? Mr. Civiletto.
Well, I grew up on a 18-acre grape farm on Van Buren Road. I'm very familiar with the grape processes as far as what you have to do to try to run a farm when grape prices continue to stay the same and everything else that you have to do that project is going up. Equipment's gone up tremendously, fertilizers. So I'm very aware of the agricultural problems and how vulnerable them people are to the weather. So it's a risky business, but it's part of our lives, and people keep doing it, and it's a great asset to our community. I mean, people now realize that if we open some kind of a tourist center for our grape industry, which they're going to do, I understand, through Kathy Young's efforts and others, we'll be able to maybe bring some tourists and bring some people to our area and see what we do. I think I'm very qualified when it comes to knowing what's going on with agriculture.
Thank you.
Okay.